Be not deceived. The overseers in Washington are not your friends. They are beholden to secret societies, to shadowy figures who pull the strings from the dark corners of power. They are entangled in a web spun by satanic cults, and they will not put your needs before their masters. Today, as the so-called president stands before the nation swearing an oath to uphold the Constitution, another ceremony unfolds in the Capitol. It is a ritualistic installment, this man's dedication to Baal, the ancient god of sacrifice and servitude. And as he raises his hand, invoking the sacred words, I urge you to remember the truth of 1 John chapter 4, verse 4. Ye are of God, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Look at Donald J. Trump. A beast of the first order, a despicable man, a con artist who has woven a tapestry of deceit that ensnares the naive and the desperate. He is an assaulter of women, a convicted felon 34 times over, a fraudster who has danced through the legal system like a puppet master pulling the strings of his own twisted narrative. He cheats on his taxes, violates the emoluments clause, and sells his office to the highest bidder. Quid pro quo is his mantra. And while he clutches the Bible with one hand, he hucks it like a weapon with the other, all while peddling a false narrative of a supposed assassination attempt straight out of the pages of the World Wrestling Federation. Fake bullets, fake blood, and not a visible wound to be found. Revelation chapter 13 verse 12 warns us, And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. This man is a living embodiment of that prophecy, a figure so entrenched in his own transactional nature that he would sell his own mother if the price was right. He prances and dances, a grotesque figure in a diaper, to the tune of the YMCA, a mockery of dignity and decency that reverberates through the halls of power. From George Washington to Trump, they are all members of the same secret societies, the Master Masons, each one beholden to the Pope, each one forced to bow down and comply, whispering, "Kiss my ring," in the shadows of their ambition. Jesuits on the Potomac, lurking in the shadows, wielding influence like a weapon, while the Capitol dome stands as a hollow monument, extolling presidents as gods. Look up at its ceiling, and you will see the faces of those who have sold their souls, inhabited by Satan's worker bee minions, buzzing around the nectar of power and greed. He has been selected and installed as the President of the United States, a puppet dancing on the strings of those who pull the levers of control from behind the curtain. Woe, woe, woe to us. Woe to the United States of America. Woe to the laws of our land trampled underfoot by those who have forsaken their duty to serve the people. Woe to our allies, who watch in horror as the very fabric of our democracy is unraveled by this charlatan. Woe to the true people of God who stand in the face of this onslaught, armed with faith but besieged by doubt. The time has come to awaken from this slumber of complacency, to peel back the layers of deception that have been woven around us. We must not be lulled into apathy by the glittering facade of power. Behind the curtain lies a reality that is dark and twisted, a reality that seeks to undermine the very values we hold dear. The overseers in Washington do not serve the people. They serve their own interests, their own ambitions, their own dark masters. We are called to be vigilant, to stand firm in our faith, to recognize the lies for what they are. The enemy is not just outside, it lurks within, cloaked in the guise of authority and power. It is a call to arms, not of violence, but of conviction and courage. We must rise up, united in our purpose, to reclaim our nation from the clutches of those who would see it fall into darkness. For we are stronger than the forces that seek to divide us. We are the children of God, and we have overcome the lies that have been fed to us. We must look to the truth, to the light that shines in the darkness, for it is there that we will find our strength. It is time to cast aside the chains of deception, to reject the allure of power that comes at the cost of our souls. Let us not be deceived any longer. Let us stand together, arm in arm, as we face the challenges ahead. For greater is He that is in us than he that is in the world. We are called to be warriors of faith, to fight against the tide of corruption that seeks to engulf us. We must be the voice of the voiceless, the hope for the hopeless, and the light in the darkness. Woe, woe, woe to us. Woe to the United States of America. Woe to the laws of our land and humane and civil discourse. Woe to our allies, who in times past have depended on the United States. Woe to the true people of God, who love their brothers and only want to do God's will. And a final woe to lukewarm Christians, who have been totally deceived by the vile image of this beast for worldly gain. Matthew chapter 6, verses 19 to 20. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 16. Give glory to the Lord your God, before He cause darkness, and before your feet stumble upon the dark mountains. And while you look for light, He turn it into the shadow of death and make it gross darkness. We love you, Lord, and I long for your soon coming. Come, Lord Jesus, come.